Hi, welcome to Stronger Story Time with me, Stronger. Hi guys, welcome to episode 3 of the Lost Castles in Essex series. This is a little bit different episode this time because I'm doing 2 in 1. Because the first one I came to, Pleshey Castle, I found out you have to book an appointment to go around it. So I've got 1 minute of me just standing at the gate filming the mound. And then we're going to go to Rayleigh Mount in Rayleigh, which is literally now just a mount with trees and things on it, but it used to once be like Pleshey Castle, a Mott and Bailey castle built during the Norman times. So strap in. I've just done Pleshey. I'm now going to Rayleigh. So see you in a bit.
Pleshey Castle is a man-made Mott and Bailey castle in Pleshey in Essex, England, near Chelmsford. It was built in the 11th century and it was one of the best preserved Mott and Bailey castles in England. Pleshey Castle's earliest documentary reference dates from 1143, but archaeological excavation has shown that the castle was most likely completed between 1096 and 1106. It was a Mott and Bailey castle which consisted of a wooden palisade and tower on a man-made hill, motte, surrounded by 2 baileys, castle yard or ward. From its inception, and which at some time in the castle's early history was surrounded by a moat. The earthworks of the moat and Bailey Castle, South Bailey, are still extant and intact, whilst the outline of the North Bailey, levelled in the 13th century and now buried beneath the modern village, can still be seen in the semicircular street plan of the village.
Right guys, just arrived at Rayleigh Mount. I'm going to get out now, walk around, take you with me, and then give you some information about the old castle used to be here. It's a shame about Pleshey Castle. Only a minute's worth of footage from over a fence, so there's only a little bit of information for that one. But let's check out Rayleigh Mount.
Rayleigh Castle, also known as Rayleigh Mount, was a masonry and timber castle built in the town of Rayleigh in Essex, England in the 11th century, shortly after the Norman conquest. All that exists today are the earthwork remains of its large Mott and Bailey. Rayleigh is one of 48 castles mentioned in the Domesday Survey of 1086 and the only one in the county of Essex. The survey records that Sweyn built the castle in his manor. He was the son of Robert Fitzwymark, a Norman lord and favourite of Edward the Confessor. Sweyn was one of the wealthiest landowners in post-conquest Essex, and the survey records that in 1086 his lands were worth £255. As Sweyn was the son of a favourite of Edward, it is likely that he did not arrive with William the Conqueror in 1086, but instead born in England. Most landowners with significant holdings at the time of the Domesday Survey had disjointed, scattered properties. However, Sweyn was one of the exceptions, and most of his land was within the hundreds of Rochford and Barnstaple, with Rayleigh Castle as administrative centre. On Sweyn's death, the castle passed to his son Robert of Essex, and thence to his grandson Henry of Essex. Around 1140, the motte was covered in stone rubble. Henry was accused of cowardice in battle in 1163 and subject to a trial by combat, which he lost. The castle and his estates were confiscated to become the property of the king, Henry II. Extensive alterations were made to it in 1172, and in 1183-84 the property given by King John to Hubert de Burgh in around 1200, who probably used it as a source of building materials for the castle which he started building in 1230, about 5 kilometres away in Hadley. On the death of Hubert's son in the latter half of the 13th century, ownership of the castle reverted to the Crown. Documents dating between 1279 and 1303 refer to the motte being used for pasture, which probably means that the castle was no longer used as a fortification. In 1394, King Richard II gave permission for the townspeople of Rayleigh to use the foundations of the castle as a source of stone. Since the foundations are explicitly mentioned in the document giving permission, it's unlikely that any other masonry structures remained by then. The site of the castle was used for grazing sheep after fell into disuse. Photos taken in the 1920s show the mount free from any large trees or shrubs as the grazing prevented their growth. However, since the grazing stopped, large trees have grown on the site. The National Trust, who manage the site, have no plans to move the trees for fear of disturbing any potential archaeology below. The Second World War convoy rescue ship Empire Rest was originally laid down as a Castle-class corvette to have been named HMS Rayleigh Castle, after the ruins.
Well, there you have it, guys. That was Pleshey Castle and Rayleigh Mount, formerly known as Rayleigh Castle, Lost Castles of Essex, episode 3. Hope you enjoyed it. That was Rayleigh Mount was a tiring one. There's lots of hills on that one, but we got there. Hope there's some really interesting information I give you during the video, and catch you next time for episode 4.